Hi and very good day to everyone. My name is Muhammad Amnuddin bin Khalid. I am civil engineering student from University Tunku Sitnom, Malaysia. I am 21 years old and I was born at Pasir Puteh, Kelantan. Do you know Pasir Puteh, Kelantan?
Pasir Puteh district is a district in Kelantan, Malaysia. The town of Pasir Puteh is situated on the bank of Semerak River about 30 kilometers to the south of Kota Baru. Pasir Puteh also district borders Terengganu, Besut Terengganu to its southeast. The Pasir Puteh district is the fifth largest colony in Kelantan. Pasir Puteh has existed since 1995 and has an area of 433.8 square kilometers and now has a population of 122,400 people. As for the history, before this place was known as Pasir Puteh, it was known as Pangkalan Limbungan. The town of Pasir Puteh derived its name after Sultan Muhammad's fifth visit. The Sultan was very impressed to see the white sand shining along the riverbank. Hence, in 1911, the Sultan declared the name of this place as Pasir Puteh, which means white sand. This is the place where a Kelantan warrior, Tok Janggut, raised an army of Malay warriors to oppose the introduction of taxation in Kelantan during British conquest era. There are many places of interest for visitors if they visit to Pasir Puteh, Kelantan, such as Jeram Linang. Jeram Linang is one of the famous recreational forest and waterfall recreation areas in Kelantan. Jeram Linang is located in Ulu Sat Forest Reserve and is connected by a paved road. Visitors can get there by private car and taxi. Jeram Linang waterfall is a type of 12-meter high waterfall and is the focus of people from Pasir Puteh, Machang, Kota Baru and Jeteh, Terengganu. Jeram Linang is located about 10 kilometers from Pasir Puteh town via Pasir Puteh to Machang Road and 15 kilometers from Machang town via Machang to Lincong Wakaf Road. In addition to Jeram Linang, Pasir Puteh also has two other beautiful recreational places, namely Jeram Pasu and Jeram Mengaji. If you have reached Pasir Puteh, it will be incomplete if you do not visit Pantai Tok Bali. Pantai Tok Bali is famous for its unique advantages. It is not only a focus for the local, but also a must for the foreign tourists to enjoy the beauty of the beach in Tok Bali. For the people who work as fishermen, Tok Bali is a place for them to earn a living because it is famous for its catch that can bring profit to the fishermen. Tok Bali is also a destination for selling catch by fishermen. We can get the fish at a reasonable price as well as enjoy the freshness of the catch.
This video is made for my Geotechnics subject due to an individual assignment. If you are not in the civil engineering field or any other related construction industry, you must be wondering, what is geotechnic?
Geotechnic is one of the branch of civil engineering, and generally it is the science of the engineering properties and behavior of rocks and soils. As for the geotechnical engineering, it can be considered as the professional practice and implementation of that knowledge, contributing principally to the design of engineered structures in and on the ground. Fundamental to geotechnical engineering are the study and practice of engineering geology, geomechanics, rock mechanics, and soil mechanics, the design of foundations, the stabilization of slopes, the improvement of ground conditions, the excavation of tunnels and other underground openings, the analysis of ground behavior, and also the assessment of ground movements. A good geotechnical engineer must be able to recognize difference in soil and rock properties. Second, must be able to evaluate the engineering properties of the rock and soil on the site. And lastly, the engineers must be able to determine the suitable design and construction method which is cost effective, durable, and safe. There are three basic types of soil, that is sand, silt, and clay. But most soils are composed of a combination of the different types. How they mix will determine the textures of the soil, or in other words, how the soil looks and feels. One type of the soil is sand. Sand within soil is actually small particles of weathered rock. Sand is fairly coarse and loose, so water is able to drain through it easily. While this is good for drainage, it is not good for growing plants because sandy soil will not hold water or nutrients. The particle size of the sand range from 0.05 mm to 2 mm. The bigger particle size of the sand give wet or dry sandy soil a grainy texture when you rub it between your fingers. Another type of soil is silt. Silt can be tough as a fine sand, and it will hold water better than sand. The particle size of silt range from 0.002 until 0.05 mm. If you were to hold a handful of dry silt in your hand, it will feel almost like flour. If you were to add water to the silt in your hand, it will do a fair job of holding the water and feel slick and smooth. Silt is a sediment material with an intermediate size between sand and clay. After that, there is clay. Clay particles are the finest of all the soil particles. They stick together readily and form a sticky or gluey texture when they are wet or dry. Its particles are even smaller than silt, measuring fewer than 0.002 mm in size, so there is very little space between fine grains for air or water to circulate. Therefore, clay does not drain well or provide space for plant roots to flourish. If you're a farmer, you will not want your field to be mostly clay. However, if you were a potter, you would think clay was the best type of soil, because when moisture is added to clay, it can be molded into shape, such as pottery bowl or a building brick. Clay is a fine-grained cohesive soil. Beside the three basic types of soil, there is also another type of soil, that is a loam soil. Loam is a mixture of clay, sand, and silt, and benefits from the qualities of these three different textures, favoring water retention, air circulation, drainage, and fertility. These soils are fertile, easy to work with, and provide good drainage. The way the other particles combine in the soil makes the loam. For instance, a soil that is 30% clay, 50% sand, and 20% silt is an ideal soil for farmers. Okay, then let's think why it is important for farmers or gardeners to know what type of soil they have. It is important because it helps them to determine what fertilizers and amendments they need to add to get the maximum yield.
And I think that's all from me. Thank you everyone for watching. No need to subscribe, but please don't forget to like the video, okay? Bye bye.